What is up, everybody? My name's Michael Nip. I'm here with my buddy and my fellow dude on thecultureofmypeople.com, Andrew Hall. Say hi.
It's pronounced Drewby.
And this is Battlefront 2. Just kidding. Battlefront 2 runs on GameSpy, and we were not considering that. We were talking about making that video. And so, of course, it does not work without some kind of magician's hackery. So this is the second most Star Wars game that we could think of. Hearthstone.
Okay, sure.
Actually, there's not a lot of multiplayer Star Wars games that aren't super old or we didn't feel like playing. This is easy to get some content on the site, so we pulled this up. Drewby has been playing this recently. I've been playing this recently. I think we're both liking it.
Yeah.
We've never played with each other, so we're going to try this out and see how it goes. So, Drewby, send me a challenge.
You have been challenged.
All right, I see that. I will accept the challenge. See what happens. All right, are we just picking basic decks then, or you want to pick a custom deck?
Well, I have a custom deck.
All right, so let's
But let's try one with a custom deck, and then maybe we'll do a basic deck later.
all right, so I'm going to use this deck. This is the deck I've been playing with recently. What's yours, Drewby?
Mine's a custom deck for my druid that I've been playing with.
Cool. All right, here we go. Mentally preparing. So this game, if you have not played it or seen it or whatever, it's like a lot like Magic, but it's simplified. It's one of those games that's really easy to get the concept of, I think. Sometimes if you're not paying too much attention, sometimes I think if you hear people describe it, it may be hard to understand, but when you're actually looking at it, it's not too bad. Alright, so we're both, Drewby's looking at his hand, I'm looking at my hand. We get to choose whether we want to discard any of these cards, and then we would draw. They don't actually go away, they just go back in the deck. I'm okay with this starting hand, so I'm going to click confirm.
Yep, and I've already accepted my starting hand.
Alright, so I go second. I get this special card here. Since I'm going second, that allows me to gain 1 extra mana. You buy cards with mana, which is this thing down here. You get 1 per turn, and then they refill at the beginning of each turn. You'll see that. So Drewby played this guy. You can mouse over them to see their stats. The little sword is the attack, the little blood is their health. So my first move is going to be playing this card. It spends 1 mana. You can see that down here. That refreshes my next turn. I'll have 2 mana to spend. Drewby will also have the same. It goes up to 10. We also have these special hero powers. You can see Drewby's hero power says +1 attack this turn, +1 armor. That will let his character actually attack. The goal of this game is for my character to kill his character and his character to kill my character. We use these minions, or if he has attack like his bear mode lets him do, then he can actually do that there. So we're building minions to attack each other with, basically.
I am not expecting to win this match. Michael has put a lot more time and effort into his deck than I have into mine. But we'll kind of see how this goes.
All right.
I'm waiting on you, bro.
Oh, is it my turn? Dang it, my bad. You have to hit end turn because I'm an idiot. Did it actually go to you?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah, so my bad. You actually have to hit end turn when you're done. You are timed, so it would have actually switched over to him eventually, but I was just being... That's bad internet etiquette, kids. Nice. Nice. Okay, so minions that have taunt, normally you can use your minions to attack the enemy's heroes straight up, but if an enemy has taunt, then you have to kill that minion before you can attack any other minions or the guy behind here. So both of us have taunt. You can see that represented by these shields here. So he is going to kill my guy. Let's see what I got here. 2 mana. I want to... let's see. I'll do this. I'll do this. And I'll do this. So this will kill his guy. And then I lost this card. So that's my turn.
I like those cards. Like, I wish I had more of those. I don't have many attacks that are just based off the card. Like, this deals so much damage.
Yeah, just direct damage.
Yeah, I don't really have.
Those are referred to
Many
as
of those.
spells. These guys that are actual creatures are referred to as minions. So he's attacking my dude. When he goes bear form, it gives him an extra shield there that helps him.
Yes.
Alright, so I get a new card. I get to spend my mana. I'll put it here. Then I will attack his hero.
I have no minions out there, but I don't have taunt, so my guy is completely exposed right now.
Yep. As first to 30 health, most of these matches do not last more than 15 minutes max. It's a good pick-up, quick game. So this is actually, my deck is called what I call a zoo deck. It's a lot of lower level creatures, and I just try to beef them up. Nice. So he actually just spent that card. It makes this guy stronger, as you can see. It shows you what all the cards are as they play them, which is really cool. It's very intuitive, I think. So now he has a pretty beefy tank here.
And he's got taunt on him. You can kind of see by the shield outline. So I have a little bit of protection, protecting my hero.
Word. Alright, so I get this card. Let's see. I will do this. And so this hero power lets me draw a card. I'll take 2 damage, but lets me draw a card. That's useful for keeping my hand stacked. Since a lot of my creatures are cheaper, that's a kind of useful thing to do. So I am going to actually chill here.
The obvious downside to that spell, though, is that he did lose 2 health. So if he rides that too long, he might put himself in a pretty bad position, and you make it easier for me to just come up and take him out.
It's true. The reason I didn't attack, obviously, was because his guy has taunt, so that's how much damage he's going to do to each of my minions if I attack. So, so this guy popped out, killed him. So if I would have attacked him with any of those guys, they would have obviously gotten hurt. So he's beefing up his dude. That's a pretty hard hit from the Bloodfen Raptor. And then also his hero. If you notice, this guy has Z's above his head. He's it's like summoning sickness. I don't know what they call it in this game, but if the turn that a minion is summoned, he can't actually attack. You have to wait till the next turn. All right, what do I got here? I will do this, and then. I will do this, this, and this.
That's a pretty decent minion lineup.
So all these guys have 1 health. Depending on what kind of spells that he has, he can kind of hit them once he gets rid of his taunt line. Spells can actually be targeted at minions that don't have taunt, but attacks can't. So we'll see what he's got lined up. Restore 2 health to all friendly characters. That's a nice card. So we are what is kind of now referred to as the mid game, which is you can have up to 10 mana. We now have 5 mana. We're gonna have 6 mana on our next turn. He has 6 mana right now. This is where creatures that are normally cost more can start getting played. This is kind of the weak spot for my deck because I don't really have a lot of mid game. Most of my stuff is focused on early game stuff. So let's see.
And it seems to be doing pretty well in that. Like you've got lots of minions out there to be able to that are forced for me to deal with. Restore 2 health to your hero. Okay. Yep. And
Right,
the advantage of a lot of minions, he can get a lot of hits in on 1 turn.
They're weaker hits, but like as you can see, this guy actually buffs my other minions, and then this Murloc also buffs other Murlocs, which I don't have a ton of in this deck, but I do have enough that it can make a difference. He's gonna beef up this dark scale healer. And he's probably going to waste this guy.
It wouldn't be too difficult.
As you can see, I am actually hurting myself quite a bit. Basically, my theory with this deck is I have weak enough creatures that if he gets through my defense, he's going to kill me anyway. So I might as well just try to keep my defense high by hurting myself. And I'll see, that was a pretty bad blow because he took out that dude there. And also my defense. Alright, so I can do this. And this. And then this. This. And I'll attack these guys. So now I actually do have some decent amount of Murlocs here.
Okay.
But as you see, I mean, it looks like I have board advantage here, which I kind of do, but they're all pretty easy to kill, and then also you've got this factor here that I'm hurting myself to keep my minion line up. So it's kind of a risky deck, but I find it fun to play. You notice he has 4 mana left, so he might be able to play something else. It depends. The thing that I like about the Warlock is it keeps my hand from getting too low, which is a problem that the other classes can have. Okay, so this elf spawns, deals damage to that Murloc. That was a pretty decent move there. He's going to attack. My hero. Here we go.
I played a warrior the other day whose special he has is every time he uses his power he gains 2 armor, and it made it difficult to. I end up losing to him, but every time he pressed that he would gain 2 armor, and it really increased, became a problem. Ouch.
So I got my taunt guy out there, which helps me, once again, have defense, covers both my minions and me, and then also this guy who buffs my other Murlocs again. You can have up to 2 of the same card in your deck. You can't have more than 2 duplicates. Okay, so there's a big heal. It puts him back above me. So as you can see, I can kind of see what he's pointing at, which is cool. So he cleared my line. He took out my Murloc. So this guy, obviously, when he dies, it makes these guys weaker. That was his play there. I'm gonna pull this move, and then this.
So I'm kind of in a bad position because he just pulled out that big taunt guy again, which I just basically sacked my line trying to get rid of last time. And oh, what? Someone an exact cover.
It doesn't actually. It doesn't. It's only battle cry. So it only happens. Battle cry is an effect, as you can see, that happens when the minion is first summoned. There are also some minions that have a thing called death rattle, which is it happens when they die.
I'm not in a good way here. Let's take a risk. He's got a lot of attack out there. My goal with that move is instead of playing my card was to use my power, try and give myself a little bit of shield and maybe last this round.
So actually this is game because this guy has charge that allows him to attack the turn that he comes out.
And there you go.
So that's kind of how that deck works. It's As you can kind of guess, with this being a risk, it is very hit and miss, depending on whether that succeeds or not. I just happen to have a good play there. So, do you want to play... Well, let's play one more game for the stream.
Yes.
Do you want to play with another custom deck? I'll switch decks. Or do you want to just play with the pre-built decks? The reason that we might play with pre-built decks is because it's more likely that we're using the same kind of level of cards. I've probably earned a little more cards, but I don't know how much that plays into it.
Let's go with pre-built, and I'm going to switch class.
Okay. Do you have level 20 in your classes?
I have a level 9.
Do you have any cards? Do you have any decks where you have all the basic cards?
No, I have the 2 decks I have that are close are both have 18.
Okay.
I'll be playing with one of those that has an 18.
I'll play with 18 is most of them. I'll just play with this deck, I guess. These are all characters from World of Warcraft. This is her special ability. Ready? Does it? Are we still playing against each other?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because it said waiting for you after I chose my deck.
Sweet.
Ha!
Do we pick the same one? Nice.
Yep.
So we're actually going to have a pretty much identical deck. See, I'm not familiar with this deck, so I don't know what I should mulligan here and what I shouldn't. I'm going to take a risky move and mulligan these cards just because they cost too much. That's a useful card. And that didn't help that much.
Don't you hate that when you get rid of a card and it's like, I need something better, and it's like it gives you maybe something worse or about the same. It's just like,
Yep. Alright, so this is the same card I had in my deck previously. This is a card I had in my deck previously. This is a useful card. That's just a little bit more expensive, and then I will use this. Obviously, it has uses. So that's his coin that he gets to spend an extra mana that turn. And pull out a level 2 minion in the first round. So I'm going to see this is a little bit of a risk card. Let's see what it does. Basically what that lets me do is it lets me sack this minion for this minion, clear the board. And also he took 2 damage, so I don't know. That's probably a win.
Maybe.
I have a mage deck, but it's very customized, so I don't actually even know what's in this deck. I don't know what to expect. So it's hard to know when sacrificing stuff is worth it for me when I'm using a deck I'm unfamiliar with. So yeah, he uses his move there. He didn't have any 2 costs cards, so he does that.
Or I just hold on to my 2 cost cards.
I will do this, I guess. I don't know if that was the right move. We'll see. Time will tell. This is a game that's all about the end justifying the means. I'm an orc. Jaina would lead an orc. She's a sympathizer.
Hippie.
I like if you take too long, your characters talk. Oh! I've seen that card before. Oh. Lame. Lame. I've seen that trick before, Drewby.
It's happened.
Alright, so I got this. This is my drawed card. I think I will use this move, which was kind of a stupid move in this. You like lagged out. It was so weird sounding. It's weird because like I'm trying not to tell things to you, but I'm trying to point out things to the audience with my mouse. It's like, okay. Hoping that they'll kind of understand what I'm doing next. So my main theory with playing that guy was I knew that he could kill him with 1 turn, but I knew that it would waste some of his mana, so I didn't know, is that worth it? Is that not worth it? So this turn I've got a little more options. I can do this, and then this. He has charge, so he can actually attack this turn. And then there we go. I'm sorry if I'm trying to play 2 cards too fast, but I am trying to show you what's in my hand. before I play them. Okay, that's the guy that he killed that I played. And then, ooh, fireball. That's rough. Okay, options here. Let's do this, this, and then we got free attacks. So we're about even on our health, but I have a little better board position at this point. But it's still his turn. All the boards are based off of different WoW things. This is a gnomish thing. So that polymorph turns any minion into a 1/1 sheep. It's a freaking sweet card that is very useful. And then, boom, Arcane Explosion to deal 1 damage to all any minion is a super useful card. And obviously it worked for him. It cleared the board a lot. Let's try this.
Still have that River Crocolisk to deal with.
Yeah, so what that did was it damaged him when I summoned him. I used my spell to do 1 damage, and then the Crocolisk will do 2. But that was all my mana. So, the downside here is that mages have a lot of spells, and he has a lot of cards in his hand, so he has a lot of potential. I don't know what he has in his hand. That was decent. So here is where I look at my options. Obviously, you can see what this card does, and you can see what this card does. I'm going to take a couple risks here, so you can see what this card does. I'll use this. You can see what these guys do. And this sets me up for a good option next turn.
Ooh. That was a good hand. Well, I think
he could bring me down to 13. Actually 12 if he uses his fireball. I think. 5, 12, yeah. Unless he's got a special card he wants to play here for 3.
Yeah. Look at that game. That's probably gonna be game. I didn't have a card that could turn one of my characters into a taunt, which would have probably been the only thing I could have possibly done to save myself. But he's obviously got 3 characters on there, and he just throws 1 fireball, and then that's game.
Yeah, so I mean, it's nothing against Drewby. I've just played quite a bit of this game. As someone who now has a pregnant wife, I have a lot of free time to kind of play more portable games, so I've just been playing this game a lot. But I think we're both enjoying it. You can kind of see what's going on. This game is free. That is something I kind of wanted to, like, one of the reasons I wanted to get this out here. This game is free to play. Anyone can download it and play it, and there are some paid options that you can kind of check out. There are single player campaigns where you get to fight bosses that require usually special decks and stuff. It is a great game that I think that anyone should play if they're even semi-interested. I'm hoping that this video kind of shows you what's going on. Like I said, it is free. You should try it. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. It's like there's no cost to you. So, if you want to, email us at podcast@theculturalpeople.com, and we'll totally add you as friends, and we'll totally play with you. I'm looking for more people that I can play. I got some friends online right now, and I always usually do just because I have people that love World of Warcraft. But it's a super fun game that has a lot of depth. You can unlock cards, or you could buy cards with real money. But that's like the only thing you can spend money on is the single-player campaigns, which are like totally worth it as far as like a time-to-money ratio goes. And then you can also buy cards. You can build your own decks, as you saw earlier. I can click on this My Collection screen. You can name your decks, build them. You can look through all your cards. you get a lot of cards just by playing the characters that start or whatever. There's a good tutorial, so if you didn't pick up kind of what's going on, there is a tutorial. That's a very simple game, I think, in concept that just is very deep. So for Hearthstone, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,